Peace, brothers and sisters. This is Dr. Siddiqui Baye. Once again, I'd like to let you know again how much I appreciate you allowing me to enter into your home to share with you what our Creator has blessed me with, the information, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Creator has blessed me with in honor of our glorious ancestors. As they say, when you learn, you teach, and you don't even have to have a degree. The degree is only required in this system that is totally against us. But we fight hard to get that piece of paper. So we must do independent study to know the truth about our story. We know enough about their story or his story, and it's very deceptive. It makes them always heroes, no matter how vicious they are. But we are the original people, and we must know our true purpose for being here. And that's what I want to talk about today, about life. But before I do, I like to acknowledge a few of my queen mothers that I am very appreciative to have in my life. And the first one is Queen Mother Harriet Hartgrove Atkinson, the one who is motivating me, inspiring me to move forward to share, what I have been blessed with. And all the crowns that I be wearing, she did that with her own hands. She's very, very creative and talented and motivating person to me, and I appreciate her. I just want to acknowledge that to you, to everybody, and to her when she listened to this video, reviewed this video, and also Queen Mother Mamie, uh, which is another queen who believes in me enough to ask me to make videos on our original diet. And that was a beautiful journey. And prayerfully, she learned a lot from that. Thank you, Queen Mother. Also, another Queen Mother, Queen Mother Odessa. She is the one that made me the mask that we are required to wear today because of this coronavirus. I appreciate you, Queen Mother, for your talents and your caring heart. Last but not least, Queen Mother Sina, who always share with me her herbal remedies of healing. And I appreciate you also. All four of you, I appreciate you. May you live forever. Thank you so very much. And may the Creator and the ancestors continue to bless you with your heart's desires. Yes, now we can move forward and we're going to talk about today this subject on this thing that we call life. Because life is meaningful. Life is truly meaningful. The actual meaning of life is to have purpose, to fulfill your purpose, and to accomplish your goals. To fulfill your purpose and accomplish your goals. That's what life actually means. Now, the determining factor is how important it is to you. See, your will is determined by how important that it is to you to reach your purpose and accomplish your goals. So if it's that important, where there's a will, there's a way. And we've always done that, especially through these schools that is a requirement for us to go to, to learn about all of this crazy stuff that is not even about us. But we found a way to get through that. But it's all good. And everybody have a purpose for being here, or you wouldn't even be here. But we must find out our reason. That's the key to it all. What is your reason? And your reason should be based on your ancestors, the ones before you, our glorious ancestors. We should stand on their shoulders, which causes us to see further down the road. Before we even get there, we can see what's before us. And I thank the ancestors, and I will forever honor and represent them, because in reality, we are the ancestors having a human experience, and we must keep the connection with the spiritual ancestors. I've always said that. I can't say it enough. Again, repetition is the key to learning. So we must continue to remind ourselves and one another of the realities of life, because we've been lied to. And what is a lie? A lie is statements that are deliberately and intentionally told to a person or people to deceive them, to cause them to be misdirected, misguided, and misled. So we must understand that we are living a lie, because we're not living the truth about who we really are. And we are the original people. We are the chosen ones. We are the ones who God uh, 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 put us here to be stewards and be caretakers of his creations. But everybody else is mad at us. They hate us because of that reason. Because they can't be in charge of the house of the rising sun. We are the rising sun. But they want to control our house, and we can't allow that to happen. So they devise all kind of schemes and create all of these institutions to keep us living this lie. Like these schools, these jobs, the prison, these churches, these religious buildings, and all of these organizations, DHS and the police and all of them, the prisons and all of them, they develop all of them to keep us, quote unquote, in our place, to make it seem like they are the godly ones, they are the chosen ones. But we must know the truth. Since they want to go there, then let's go there. So we are the original people. Everybody else came later. And that's why they know that they can't do without us. But they creating lies and schemes to make us feel that they can. That's why they're fading. Pay attention now, they're fading. That's why when you watch TV now, you see all these interracial relationships now. Why all of a sudden? When they hated us to no end, now they love our children. The white man love our women, but the white women hate our women because they know that their men love our women. And the white man sick his women on our men to dog us, to deceive us, to believe that they really care for us. But it's all a game. It's all a lie. It's all deception. We have been bamboozled, and we got to wake up. Come out of the darkness and come into the light, because out of the darkness comes everything. So we must understand this thing that we call life, because we do have a purpose for being here, and we must find our reason. We must do all we can to find our reason. But yet they say, you remember the statement that it's cliche, no one's perfect. Well, what does that have to do with anything? Because my thing is as long as you're on the road of excellence, you're striving for perfection. And that takes a lifetime and some. So therefore, we must understand that there's only one thing that's perfect, and that's change. No one can stop change. That's why there's cause and effect. and everything is correlated. So whatever's happening to you in your life today came from your choices, and they can be conscious or unconscious. But we have the ability to change our choices. God gave us those rights to change our choices, to live a glorious life. So let's take advantage of our God given rights and transform into our reality, which are the original people. We are the guardians of all of God's creations. We are the caretakers. So we must qualify ourselves. Many are called, but few are chosen. The harvest is plentiful, but the labors are few. And some people feel entitled. But we must qualify ourselves. We got to qualify ourselves for everything else out here in this system. So we must qualify ourselves under the umbrella of God, our Creator, the Most High. So do yourself a favor and do all you can to qualify yourself so that you can have uh, a flawless life, a life without defects. That's what transformation is all about. So we must understand that most people have a purpose that's based on anxiety and stress, and they're going through life, directionless. They have no direction and no purpose. But everybody's here for a reason. And again, we must find out what is our reason. And our reason should be based on our glorious ancestors, as I always say. See, repetition is the key to learning. I know a lot of people say, well, Dr. Siddiqui, he keeps saying some of the same stuff. But guess what? Because of the way we are today, that stuff been happening for generations, been told to us for generations. Now we have become that. Now we got to find a way to come out of it and become our reality, which is a child of God, the original people. If my father is God, then I must be a God. We don't have to be spooky about that. We are not the big God, but we are children of the big God. So we're little gods. That's why we can create. Create what? We can create ourselves. That's what the children are, the little us. We have the ability to create ourselves by creating the children. So the man and the woman, when those two energies come together, that is God. And we must understand that. Let's not be spooky about this stuff about God and life. They spooked everything up. And that's why we shy away from it. We must embrace it. Up is down, down is up, in is out, out is in. They flipped everything on us. And we must understand that. But we have to take time to study and learn our story, because we are loaded down with their story. They put us in a little matchbox. And don't forget, when you're in the box, wherever you go, there's a dead end. We must come out of the box and get on the 360 and keep it moving. Do it for yourself. We can do it. We got it in us. We are complete, but yet incomplete. The completeness is that we got everything that's necessary in us, but the incomplete is we have to find a way, embrace processes that to come out of it, to bring out that stuff that's within. That's why it says in the scripture, as within, so without. So when I look at your outer experiences and circumstances, I can almost know what's going on the inside. So we need to stop saying you don't know me like that, because some of us do know. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but some people you can't fool at all. And just because we don't say anything don't mean we don't know, because energy recognizes itself. And every being is a level of energy. So if I know my energy, I know yours. If my light is shining, I know if yours is. If I'm a plumber, I know if you're a plumber. All I gotta do is check you out for a minute, and you bring in a hammer when you should be bringing a wrench when you're a plumber. So these are the indications of where you are. Some people understand that. Everybody's not stupid. The enemy has uh, not been able to touch certain people. They touched them, but we have come out of it. We are the blessed ones. We are the remnants. We are the balancers. We are the deep divers. And we are the balancers to the shallow divers. So we got to get deep once again and become our reality, which is the caretakers of all of what God created. Everything. And if everything that exists has its purpose. And if everything that exists is moving. And if it's moving, it's changing. So why is most people doing all they can to stay the same? When they sing the song, everything must change, nothing remains the same. But do you believe that? See, the truth is the light, and only the truth will set you free. The light will expose everything. But most of us been in the dark for so long, we're addicted to the dark. We got to come out of the darkness and get into the light. Adjust to the lights. I know it hurts sometimes and it can be painful, but that's okay. That's all part of life. No pain, no gain. The struggle goes on as long as you're alive. That applies to everybody. And just because somebody's not falling to pieces don't mean that they're not struggling. It doesn't mean that they're not painful. They have that understanding that all of that comes along with life's journey. How would you even know yourself if it wasn't for a challenge? Accept the challenge and seek a process to get to the finish line and cross the finish line with dignity and integrity. We have to do all we can to transform into our reality as a child of God. Now, the sum of your personal is determined by your choices. See, all choices have a future. Everything that's happening to you today, I know I've said that many times also, everything that's happened to you today came from the choices of yesterday, whether it was conscious or unconscious. But we have to be more conscious of everything we do so we can take control. It's all about control. It's all about balance. It's all about being real. Be true to yourself, make it real and keep it real. But we got to stop going through life with no meaning, no direction, and no purpose for living. Now you mad. Now you hating. Now you revengeful. Now you're aggressive. Now you're pointing the finger. How long can you point the finger? Remember, shame on that person the first time, shame on me every time after that. What happened to that? That's not just a cliche, that's for real. That's for real. We got to stop going in circles. And get on the road of balance, the road of excellence, because you'll always be striving for perfection. And like I said before, there's nothing perfect but time. You can't stop time. I mean, not time, but change. You can't stop change. It's all part of life. Everybody's changing. Everybody's moving. Everything is changing. Everything is moving. But we have to find its reason. And once you find its reason, then you're there. The challenge then is, can you stay there while all of this other stuff is going on? In other words, can you keep on moving while the storms are going on? And some storms have faces that we can't get over, or not fighting the right fight to get over it and keep it moving. Some people are just here in our lives on that journey for a moment, some for a longer time, and some can be a lifetime. But you got to know when to hold and know when to fold, depending on if they fit in your circle. If they don't fit, or quit. In other words, get rid of them. But you have to guard your heart to do that. Because this heart is the very thing that always got us in trouble. We got to stop feeling so much and start thinking more. Because life is based on your choices, which is based on your thinking. We got to be thinkers. We got to man up. We got to woman up. We got to mind up. We have to do all we can to do that. In other words, take your time, because you have a lifetime. But we must understand that there's no such thing as time, because time is man-made. Yesterday was history, tomorrow's a mystery. Right now is all we got. So the time is now. Your life is based on the now. And everything else will be taken care of. But don't forget where you come from. Use that as a gauge of where you are now. That means keep on learning and keep on growing. You can't go wrong. Do that for yourself, family. Everybody have an obligation to themselves first, self-preservation, which requires change, growing, adjusting, moving, metamorphosing. We have to find a way, but guess what? We got in this mess together, and we got to come out together. I am my brother's keeper. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, sharing with you so that it can be raw food for thought, give you something that you can go on to motivate and inspire yourself to check it out and come to your own conclusion. But your conclusion should be based from a frame of reference that is other than yourself, which is our ancestors. They were blessed with the blueprint of life to give us some meaning, direction, and some purpose. Why don't we just study the blueprint? But no, we want to keep discovering the wheel all over again. Well, the wheel is here. Let's start building the cart to the wheel. We owe that to ourselves. We owe that. And we must find a way to be intentional about our thinking, what we think, and what we do, because that's the determining factor. Most of us can talk a good game, but when it comes to really thinking and doing, we have a problem with that. I even had people, I counseled people, and they even said I get a headache when I think. You're in trouble. Some serious trouble. But if you do have that, we must find a way to get over the headaches. That goes to show you that somebody did a job on us. How can you get a headache thinking? When thinking should be a joyous thing. It should be satisfying. It should cause you to focus. Give you a sense of accomplishment. And give you a sense of being motivated because you want more of that. I'm just giving you, some information that prayerfully it will motivate and inspire you to go within yourself and bring forth your reality, your real self, your beautiful self, your godly self. So do your best and let God do the rest. In other words, you got to know when to hold and know when to fold. And all that I had just said to you, let's draw a line. And below that line is to know thyself. You have to know who you are. You have to know your cultural connection, which is our ancestors. But for some reason, we disconnected. And now we're going through life directionless, just surviving, just existing with no purpose and no meaning in life. But we must connect with each other, show more love with respect for ourselves first, and then to our brothers and sisters. Family, I appreciate you. I love you. I bless you. And I want you to prosper. And once you deal with these three areas, right thinking, right giving, and right eating, that's balance. When you got God in the midst of that, that's the pyramid. Right thinking, right giving, and right eating. That's balance. Once you have mastered that, then you have brought out your Godhood. Happy new life, family. Stay strong and keep your faith where it belongs. Because life is for the survival of the most fit. The more fit you are, the better chance you have to be here with balance. Do your best and let God do the rest. In other words, you got to know when to hold and know when to fold. How would you know when to hold and know when to fold? You have to have a sharp discerning spirit to know the difference. Because you can't fool life. You can't fool energy. You can't fool God. You're only fooling yourself. Keep your lights on and keep them bright at all times. That's the challenge. Can you keep on moving while the storms are going on? Family, enjoy the rest of your journey and keep it moving with a purpose. Life is depending on you to give it some meaning, to be the example. No matter who's there, who's not there, we have a responsibility and obligation to be the example. Let us continue to man up, woman up, mind up. Happy new journey, family, and be safe. Nothing but love and respect. Peace.